Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this important episode of Ignition Time. I'm going to give you the latest status of what the White House is up to, what President Joe Biden is up to. There he is. Hello, President Biden. And what his director of the National Economic Council, Brian Deese, is up to. Hello, Brian. There he is. So let's just jump into the full court press from the White House for the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. This was just reported by Axios, and you see this article on your screen that was published by Axios. White House plots full court press for the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. So what is happening, folks, is that the White House, again led by President Biden, is deploying top officials to speak with lawmakers on both sides to try and get as much support as possible for the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. They're speaking with lawmakers, they're speaking with governors, they're speaking with mayors to try and get as much support as they can. Folks, it's pretty clear that President Biden views this stimulus as being essential not only to the economic recovery of the nation. Keep in mind that on the Ignition Time channel, we talk about the country, we talk about the economy, and we talk about your money. Not only does President Biden view this stimulus as being essential to the economic recovery of the country, this is also important for his own political success. In the past, voters thought that Democrats didn't do enough, and that cost Democrats dearly during the election cycle. So now Democrats who don't want to make that same mistake again, they want to do as much as they can so that they can continue to retain control of the Senate and the House in future elections in 2022 and potentially also in 2024. So here's the news. Brian Deese, who's the director of the White House Economic Council, there he is once again. Hello, Brian. And Jeff Zients, who's Biden's COVID czar, in other words, the person in charge of helping us get through this pandemic. They have a meeting scheduled with many lawmakers today to try and get some support for this ambitious stimulus plan, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package called the American Rescue Plan. Now, I did report earlier that Brian Deese, the director of the White House Economic Council, met with several lawmakers. He met with all of these Republican lawmakers that you see here, and he met with all of these Democratic lawmakers, the band of 16, the 16 senators, Republicans and Democrats, that he met with over the weekend. The truth is, he has actually met with several more individuals since then in meetings, some of which have been reported, others have not been reported, simply because the White House is trying to get as much support as possible to try and get the American Rescue Plan passed and into law. Folks, we have reporting that President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, there she is. Hello, Vice President. The White House Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, there he is. Hello, Ron. As well as Senior Advisor Anita Dunn have made individual calls to lawmakers, to senators, to congressmen, to congresswomen this week. They've been hard at work trying to get as much support as possible for the American Rescue Plan. In fact, here's a quote from Mike Gwynn, who is a deputy White House press secretary. He said, President Biden and the White House are mounting a full court press to engage leaders and stakeholders in Washington. You can see how important this $1.9 trillion stimulus plan is, which is why they're working both publicly by doing all these press releases, as well as privately by reaching out behind the scenes, trying to reach across the aisle and get as much support as possible. This is a good thing. This is the way lawmaking is supposed to work. Hopefully, they can come to a consensus. As soon as they do, I'll be sure to let you know. And folks, the big picture here is that President Biden has clearly said he wants a bipartisan approach. He wants all these Republican senators that you see right here and all these Democratic senators that you see right here. He wants them to come together to pass a $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. But he has said, and so has the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. There he is. The Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has said, along with President Biden, there he is. Hello, President Biden. They've said that, hey, if something doesn't happen, if the Republicans don't play ball, guess what? We're not going to sit around and wait for the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell to come to an agreement with us. We might just push through the process of reconciliation to pass the $1.9 trillion package. And the ball is already rolling. The wheels are in motion. So what's very clear here is that the White House is pursuing two strategies at one time to try and get this thing done. And they are very focused. They are very motivated. They are maneuvering both publicly as well as privately to try and get this done. Not only is the president himself making calls, which, by the way, we did not see from the prior administration, but the vice president is also making calls. The White House Chief of Staff is also making calls. In the past, in another dimension, the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows was coordinating with Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and we know how those talks went. They didn't go very far, and the two sides continued butting heads constantly. In the meantime, Bernie Sanders, we know Bernie, everyone, Bernie's an interesting guy. Bernie Sanders from Vermont has said that President Biden should move to reconciliation right now and should not waste time looking for 60 votes, should simply pass with a simple majority with 51 votes, which the Democrats have, because there's 50 Democrats in the Senate, and the tie-breaking vote will be cast by Vice President Kamala Harris. So he said, hey, let's not waste time, let's do it. And Chuck Schumer, there he is. Hello, Chuck. The Senate Majority Leader has also said that, I quote, we're keeping all our options on the table, including budget reconciliation. So that's what's going on, everybody. Full court press from the Biden administration, including the director of the White House Economic Council, Brian Deese, and the White House Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, and the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, pushing things, calling lawmakers and saying, hey, let's get this done. What's it going to take to get this done? I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some sort of an announcement soon. And if that announcement doesn't come, meaning a bipartisan agreement, again, featuring all these Republican senators who are part of the bipartisan committee and all these Democratic senators. And by the way, one interesting senator to watch is Senator Joe Manchin, who's a Democrat from West Virginia. There he is. Hello, Senator Manchin. He's a conservative Democrat, and he has clearly said that he wants stimulus to be more targeted, and he has gone so far as to say that he would not support the termination of the filibuster. So that was very interesting, as well as the Democratic Senator Kristen Sinema. There she is. Hello, Senator Sinema. She's from Arizona. So there are certain forces within the Democratic Party who want things to be more centrist, more bipartisan. So folks, let me know what you think of this push from the Democrats wanting to essentially do a full court press, wanting to openly say that, hey, we're pushing hard for this, let's get it done. Because keep in mind, politics is all about timing and opportunity. The Democrats want to convey that, hey, this is an opportunity for us to help the American people. We're going to come through, and then the Republicans are not going to come through. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Everything in Washington is about timing and opportunity. So again, timing and opportunity. Right now, the timing is right, and it's important for President Biden, to have an early, major, popular victory. If they can get this timing right and say, hey, look, within the first 30 days or 60 days of the Biden presidency, we passed a major stimulus package. This will help in the re-election of President Biden. This will help the Democrats to retain control of the Senate and the House in 2022 and 2024. And this is the right opportunity. And to be honest, the country does need more stimulus because of the state of where things are right now. So again, with the timing and the opportunity, it does seem that the Democrats are trying to take advantage of this whole thing, not to mention taking advantage of their majority in the United States Senate and the House, and taking advantage of the reconciliation process. This is a chess game. The key players are President Biden, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and the new Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who now is in an interesting battle back and forth with other Republican colleagues about what to do regarding the impeachment of former President Trump. This is the state of affairs in Washington, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Pretty incredible day of news, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video right here. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We release videos every day. I help you understand what's going on in the complex world of Washington, D.C. I help you understand what's going on with the presidency. There's President Biden. Hello, President Biden. I help you understand what's going on in the House of Representatives, led by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. There she is. Hello. I help you understand what's going on in the United States Senate with the new Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the bane of his existence, the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. I help you understand the chess games that take place in Washington. The chess players are President Biden, House Speaker Pelosi, the House Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and the House Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. If you learned something new from this video, please click the like button, please subscribe, please enable notifications. Gently tap that like button. I would really appreciate that. If you tap that like button, it gives me a party-like atmosphere and I feel like dancing. If you want to see me dance, and I know I'm not a very good dancer, please click the like button. Here's me dancing. At this point, folks, I'll do anything for a like. I would really appreciate that. Please click the like button. Thank you so much. Also, Please engage with our community below. One of the things I'm proud about is that our community is bipartisan, it's respectful, and we engage with each other and we engage in healthy debate. So please comment below and become a part of our growing community, become a part of the igniters. That's what I call our community. Now, keep in mind that you can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Here's my Twitter handle, and you'll actually see as you scroll through my feed that you'll be able to follow the news stories that I'm reading. You'll be able to follow along with me in real time, and you'll be able to engage with me on Twitter. So become a part of our growing Twitter community. Speaking of community, please bookmark our channel, youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, because sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So bookmark our channel, and that way you can visit the homepage of our channel at any point in time that you want. You can also get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time, because the name of our channel is Ignition Time, and then send that text message to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list. You can also get on our email list. To get on our email list, simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and simply get subscribed to our email list. You'll get breaking news, you'll get important alerts, and you can opt out of the emails at any point in time that you want. No worries. Also, you'll find a link to all of our resources always in the description section below, because one of the unique things about us is we always reference all our news sources with every single video. That's part of our best practices for every single video we create. Once again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. Also, please share this video with just 2 friends or family members. That would be awesome. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being an igniter. Let's spread the word about our channel. Let's always understand the truth wherever the truth might lead us. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.